Fasten your seatbelts, because on this edition of Test Drive we take a look at the Audi R8 V10 Spyder. Now, to get it into the topless mode takes but 19 seconds, and it can be done at speeds of up to 50 kilometers an hour, which is a rarity. So why go with a ragtop instead of a tin top convertible? Well, in this car it's a reoccurring theme. It all boils down to weight. The ragtop, just 30 kilograms. The biggest challenge when creating any drop top is preserving the structural integrity of the body when the roof is removed. The process can be likened to taking the lid off a shoebox. With the lid in place, it's difficult to twist or torque the box. Remove the lid and it's a very different story. Obviously, if the R8 V10 Spyder's body were allowed to twist in a similar manner, the consequences, well, they would be dire. It only takes a couple of minutes behind the wheel of this Spyder to realise there is no cowl shake whatsoever, and it all boils down to the work that was done underneath the brightwork. Stronger side sills, floor pan, central tunnel, the A-pillar, B-pillar and the rear bulkhead, which also supports the rollover protection. More remarkable is that it adds very little weight. The chassis on this car weighs just 216 kilograms. That's only 6 more than the coupe. The new Spyder arrives with the same delightful engine as the coupe, a 5.2-litre naturally aspirated V10 that's just plain radical. Using variable valve timing on each of its 4 cams, direct fuel injection and a high 12.5:1 compression ratio, this engine delivers 525 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, 80% of which is ready to run at 1,000 RPM. The technology packed into this engine also means it attains the holy grail of boasting more than 100 horsepower per litre of engine displacement. In this case, 100.9 stallions per litre. The dietary considerations continue at the back end of this Spyder. This deck lid and the rear fenders are actually made of carbon fibre reinforced plastic. When compared to steel, they are 52% lighter. Add that to all the other lightweight measures and you end up with a car that weighs just 1,720 kilograms. That means that each of the stallions, well, it only has to motivate 3.28 kilograms of car. That is why this thing is so blindingly quick. 4.1 seconds to 100k. The power is relayed to the road through a slick-shifting 6-speed manual box, a delightfully light clutch and Audi's legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system. Even when gunned from a standstill, there's no wheel spin, period. In fact, it hooks up so seamlessly that there's virtually no need for the electronic nanny to wag a disapproving finger. Of course, the fact that that V10 engine delivers such a ferocious howl when it's worked adds to the Spyder's overwhelming allure. Oh, the joy. As you've come to expect from Audi, the interior of this Spyder is first class. The instrumentation is clean, clear and concise. The multimedia interface, which controls just about everything, is intuitive. There's a nav system and a Bang & Olufsen sound system. You'll also find superb front bucket seats. But there's a couple of things that did impress me. First of all, the leather is treated with some special pigments that reflect sunlight. As a result, when you get back in after leaving the top down, parked curbside, you don't burn your thighs because the surface temperature is some 20 degrees cooler than it might otherwise have been. The second thing, believe it or not, this is a microphone. When you're driving along top down and make a hands-free call, you speak through this microphone. So instead of sounding like you're in the middle of a force 10 gale, you get a normal conversation. All of the technical excellence so far would not be worth a hill of beans if the Spyder did not handle. To say this thing is tenacious is an understatement. The optional 305/30R19 rear tyres provide endless levels of grip as the adaptive magnetic ride suspension dials out all evidence of body roll, and getting it to understeer, well, it's more or less a futile venture. And this is in the normal mode. Punch the sport button and things firm up to deliver racetrack-like manners. Of course, the steering is perfectly weighted and it delivers exceptional feel and feedback. It's a balanced ride that devours pylon tests and twisty roads alike. For a car to make it onto test drive, I have to do a lot of juggling. We have to make sure that we get a balance between import and domestic, affordable versus expensive, car versus truck, SUV versus minivan. It goes on and on and on. However, occasionally you get a car that needs no justification whatsoever. This is it. I love the R8 V10 coupe. This Spyder blows the doors off it.